5 of 8 on the road now. Obviously, it started with the game against Nevada. They've got a Boise State game. Then they got to go back into the thin air to go play at Utah State. And they still got to go to Albuquerque in the pit to play New Mexico. As they started the week, they were 17-4. I'll tell you, there's some things that just don't feel right about Aztec basketball right now. And I guess the word that comes to mind is streaky. And this deep into the season, with this much an experienced roster, I don't understand why they are so streaky. You never know from one night to the next what you're going to get from Keyshawn Johnson, the big forward. He's a third-year guy now. And then Jaden Ledee, the transfer from TCU. There's some games where you say, wow. In other games, he's MIA. And I'm not going to be critical of Nathan Mensah, defensive player of the year, rim protector and all that. But it's like his offensive game, John, just plateaued. And I would have thought as a 5th or 6th year guy in the program, coming back for the extra COVID year, that his offensive game would have developed more, and it is not. And in terms of the guards, Matt Bradley, big-time player, but boy, he runs hot and cold in terms of hitting his shots. A little bit surprised that Darrion Trammell, who started like a house of fire, has just absolutely disappeared offensively. You never quite know what you're going to get from Lamont Butler. We've had games where the team went 1 for 13 on threes. We've had games where the 3 guards I just mentioned went 8 for 30 shooting. Now, these are not first-year players kind of walking down the road for the first time ever. We're talking about experienced guys. So I'm not quite sure where they are, or at least why there's no consistency. And the other aspect is we've had games recently where they've blown 12 and 14-point leads and now are in crunch time making free throws to win, or games in which the other guy's gone on a 14-0 run in the face of a team that historically is one of the great defensive teams in college hoops. So to me, it's been streaky, and I don't understand where the Aztecs are from a collective point as a team right now. And like I say, they're in a stretch now of 5 of 8 games on the road. Your turn. You sit courtside. Defend them if you wish.
No, it's interesting too. You're right. They are streaky, but they still always figure out a way to win. So whether they, their defense, like in the first half of the San Jose State game, they were locked down. I think they held them to only 14 points in the first half. But in other cases, their rebounding will be good when their shooting isn't good, and they just are able to find a way. And then meanwhile, Lamont Butler is really taking a huge step forward this year. Keyshawn Johnson, streaky, yes, but lately has been very, very good. So it just seems like, they sputtered at times in December and in January, but we could have a spectacular February if they get everything organized.
I still am hoping that somehow, some way, they're going to win 30 games before we get to the end of March Madness. But okay, let's go on and talk something a little bit